So welcome back guys. So far we have installed R and RStudio and we have learned how to install libraries. But now comes the most important step. How do we actually bring our own data into R? In this video, I will explain how to import CSV files, Excel files and understanding data frames with real code and real output. I will explain the concept first and then immediately verify it practically. So R does not automatically contains your data. Your data usually lives in the files like CSV, Excel or text files. Data import simply means reading those files and converting them into R objects that we can analyze, as R can read objects or specifically R objects. Most of the time that object is something called a data frame. So a data frame is basically an Excel-like table inside R. So to create a simple data frame manually, we can create a simple data frame like this. We will name the data frame, like here I name it patients, and I will specify the type, that is data frame. Now each variable represents the ID for column, each column, and as you know, each column can contains only one kind of data type, that is here in this case character is vector. So these are the patient IDs. Then the second column is age corresponding to each patient, then blood pressure corresponding to each patient, and hypertension corresponding to each patient. And then I will close the bracket and select and press Ctrl and Enter. Here you can see it just created a data frame. Now if I want to view this data frame, I will type the command print in bracket the name of data frame, and here you can see the it prints the data frame that I just created. If I want to see the details of the data frame structure, I can type str in bracket patients and hit Ctrl Enter. Here you can see it shows it is a data frame. It has 3 objects of 4 variables. Okay. Now, if now let's look how we can manipulate the dataset or access it according to our will or according to our demand or need. So to access a column by name, we will write patients, the sign of dollar and age. So what it will do, it will fetch all the data of age column. So let me hit Control and Enter, and here you can see it fetched all data from the column age. Similarly, if I want to access by index, then I need to give the name of data frame in square brackets. The first variable requires the row ID, and the second is column. So I will press hit and enter. So it will give me the data from row 2 and column 3, that is blood pressure of patient 2. Now if I want to access the complete data of one row, then I can again write, I can just leave the value of column here empty, so it will just generate me or fetch me the data of the corresponding column. Press hit enter. So you can see here it gives me the column 1 data of, so row 1. Similarly, if I want to access the data of multiple columns, what I can do, I can write patients, initialize the square bracket, and leave the empty space for the row definition, and type a comma and then C, and the in bracket you can type the name of columns you want to access. If you want to access only one column, you can write in bracket the name of column, otherwise two columns, and when we will press Control Enter, we can see the 2 columns and the corresponding data has been fetched. Okay, so this is how a data frame in R works. Similarly, there is a code that I can show you how we define a data frame in Python using pandas. So we import the library in Python, import pandas SPD, and to create a manual data frame, we create a dictionary and we convert it to a data frame. So here you can see a simple example. We created a data frame named students. So it shows pd.dataframe, that is the basically the library and the signing this dictionary as a data frame. Name, there are 3 names. Again, there are 3 ages of those particular names, scores, and the status of pass or fail. Okay, so it will create a similar data frame in the Python. Now in Python there are multiple functions in pandas to access to manipulate the data frames that you can Google easily. Okay, now let us look how can we import data in R using CSV file and Excel files. So to import data from a CSV file in R, we do not require an external package to be installed. R supports reading of the data file from CSV files. Okay, so if you see here, the data.csv. To import a CSV file, so we need to be sure that the directory in which we are working, our current working directory, the files we are going to import are in the same directory, so that we can directly import from with using their names only. If the data of the CSV file or if the Excel file is not in the same repository or same directory, we cannot access them. Either we need to give the command the full path of the file, you know, and otherwise we need to just change our working directory in the directory where the raw file is saved. So let us see what is our current working directory. Let us type in the command prompt get working directory. Okay, get working directory. Here you can see I am in this tutorials directory and in the folder importing data. Okay, now in the same directory you can say there is file, there is CSV file dummy data.csv, and similarly Excel file cancer underscore patients.xlsx. So we will be first importing the CSV file. To import the CSV file, we will be typing this data underscore CSV. This is the variable in which I am assigning this CSV file. I will press hit enter. Here you can see if there is no error, it automatically imported the data. Now to view the imported data, I will just write data.csv and import it. Here you can see it imported all the data. It is showing me all the data of 100 patients in this CSV file. Okay. Now if I want to view data, now this is a particular function in R which gives me a spreadsheet like or Excel like view of the data. So let us see if it works. So it could not find the function view. There might be some error, I guess. So here the V needs to be the first letter needs to be capital. So there we can see a spreadsheet like view of the data. There is 100 patients ID and the data of 100 patient. And there are column names like patient ID, name, age, gender, diagnosis, admission date, discharge date, doctor sign, and billing amount. Similarly, so if you want to, uh, now this is a function that we can use to view the data using graphical interface. Now earlier I said that if the data is not stored in the current working directory, so it will give me an error. So suppose I have a data named, let me write prashant.csv. Okay, yeah, now this data is not in my directory. So if I will press Control Enter, it will give me error that in file cannot open the connection. So what does this mean? That this particular CSV file this is not in this directory. So to know what all files are there in my directory, I can simply write can simply put the code list.files in bracket. So what it will do, it will list all the files in my current directory. That is cancerpatient.xlsx, creating a Python file, dummy data.csv, import data.r, and thumbnail importing data.bng. Now it is advised that when you import data, you create a other directory or a separate directory named data or raw data and store your CSV and Excel file there. So it does not get mixed with your programming files like R or Python files or any image file or anything that you have. Okay, now there is one more function to use on CSV files, that is head data.csv. Now it does what? It shows the first few rows of the imported data frame. So here you can see when I press hit head, so it shows me the initial 6 patients data: patient 1, patient 2, patient 3, patient 4, patient 5, patient 6. Okay, similarly if I want to see the structure of data, I can click str. I can type str and in bracket the name of the variable that is storing my data, that is data.csv. Here you can see again this is data frame 100 objects of 9 variables. There are 9 columns and 100 objects. It means 100 records. Okay, and if I want to see summary of the data to see whether all the data has been imported correctly, there is no missing column or the each column has equal number of rows. So we can just write summary in bracket data underscore CSV. Now here you can see a summary of the data, that is patient ID, name, the length of this, the type, class, and all the related details about the data. Okay, now in the next step we will be importing the excel excel files. Now to import excel files or to read excel files, we need a package called read Excel. Okay, so it is a simple package which is used to read the package, to read the Excel files. Now there is one another open source package known as OpenXLS. It is also a package that can be used to read, but it is a more advanced. It can be used for writing needs. If you want to write some data in our Excel file, it can be used for that. So we will be using in future this particular library, but we can install it. Okay. Now to install read Excel, I will type install.packages in bracket the name of the package. I'll press hit enter. Now I think I already had this. I will restart my R. Let us see. It restarted my R and it. Okay, here we go. The download packages are okay. Successfully unpacked and advanced. So it is installed. Similarly, if I want to install this package, I will install it later. I guess I might have this in my system. Now in next, we will need to import the library or the package that we installed. So we will write library and the name of the package. It imported the it started the package, it just loaded the package in my environment. Now the name of the Excel file that I have in my directory is cancer underscore patients.xlsx. So to read this, I will initiate a variable data underscore excel and I will use the function read excel cancer patients.xlsx. I will press Ctrl hit enter. Now here you can see the object has been loaded here also in the environment, and you can see the command has been executed successfully. Now again we will use the head function which will show the some initial data or some initial rows of the data set that we just imported. So we will press Ctrl and enter. You can see the data set is it is showing the 6% data, that is P0502 to P055. Their age, gender, cancer type, stage, tumor size, treatment, serial month, and status. These are the columns and these are the respective rows of the data. Now, suppose in as we know, in one Excel sheet we can have multiple sheets inside one Excel file, one Excel SX file. We can have multiple sheets. So to know how many sheets are there in one Excel sheet, we can write Excel underscore sheets in bracket the name of the Excel sheet file. So for me, I have this Excel sheet and I have created two sheets. So I have bifurcated the data of 100% into two sheets. Okay. So now let us see how many sheets are there and what are their names. So when we press Control hit enter to this line, the output will be seat 1 and cancer patients. So if you can see the seat 1 and cancer patients are there are two Excel sheets, two different Excel sheets with different data. So now the default function of reading the Excel file, that is read Excel, reads first Excel file by default. If I want to read a specific sheet present in the Excel file, we can use the command read Excel in bracket the name of the Excel file and the sheet is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the indexing of the sheet starting from 1. So if I will press Control Enter for 1, you can see here the first sheet is again this the same data has been solved that is in appeared earlier. Okay, so it will show me the first 10 records of the data. Now if I want to see the second or view the second sheet, I can just change the variable here too, and you can see here. Then it now this shows the data from sheet 2 where patient ID starts from P001 and ends at P010. In previous code where we viewed sheet 1, here you can see patient ID starts with P050 and ends at P059. So this is a very useful function where we can use this function to study or to read the data from a specific sheet in the Excel sheet. Okay. Now, similarly, just to analyze our data to see what is the class of this CSV data, we can just press Control Enter. Now we can see the CSV data that is the class it is of data frame. If you want to check the dimension of the data, we can just write dimension, the sort for dim, and in bracket the name of the file that is dim. So it contains 100 variables and 9 columns. Similarly, column names. So columns in bracket data CSV. So you can see patient ID, name, age, gender, diagnosis, admission date, discharge date, doctors assigned, and billing amount. So same can be done with the Excel file to see the class, dimension of the data, and columns. Now, as to repeat here, earlier I told that there is a function view which can be used to graphically view the spreadsheet-like structure of the data. So use this, just type capital VIEW and in bracket the name of the file. So if I press Control Enter, it shows a graphical view of the data. Okay. Now, once more to revise, the error while importing the dataset due to incorrect path is that if, let me show here again, I have written the code. If there is a file name prashant.csv and it is not available in the current directory, so it will give me an error. So if I try to import it, it gives me error, that error in file cannot open the connection, and it again give me a warning message that cannot open the file because no such file or directory exists. So what I can do, I can just do list files to see whether the file exists or not. Okay, so there is no file, it is not existing. Now if I want to check my working directory, I can write get wd and press enter. Here you can see my working directory is this. If I change my working directory to this, okay, if I change my working directory to this, now again I will check what is my current working directory after changing. Now you can see this. Now if I run this command, list files, here you can see I will have a folder or file name prshntw.csv. So see, you can see here, so this is in the previous folder of the main folder. So now if I would like to, if I will try to read this excel, I can read this excel. Okay, so let me just copy paste in the data of this file from here that we just commented out earlier previously. Now if I would like to read this data, I can read this data. Okay, now if I want to print the head of this data underscore CSV, now you can see here we can read this. Now this is the same data that we used in CSV file. I just copy pasted the data from there to this file to just showcase where we cannot access the files or raw files when the path is incorrect. Okay, so again I will just set this directory as my working directory from here, and then okay. Now if I will go again here, try to import it, it will show this error. So this is the common error that is been made by many beginner people. So that you can kind of eliminate by just focusing or by just by debugging, kind of troubleshooting the path of the file correctly. So this is all. I will upload this code file in my GitHub and provide the link in the description. If you have any doubt, you can put in the comments and let me know using the comment section. I'm always looking in the comment section. If you have any doubt or any suggestion, you can put it in the comment sections. So thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe and share it with somebody who needs this video to start their R journey. Thank you.